This video is to show you how to do an applied I-cord button band. As you can see, I already started the I-cord on the button band side. I started it down here by casting on 3 stitches, knitting the first 2 stitches, picking up an extra stitch on the side of the sweater here, and then knitting the 3rd stitch along with the new stitch that I picked up through the back loop. I knit those 2 together, and then you just push the stitches to the right edge of the needle, pick up another stitch on the left end, so you have 4 stitches there, and you keep up with the pattern. You knit 2 stitches individually, and then you knit the 3rd and 4th stitch through the back loop. For this button band, I'm using a little button that's maybe about a 1/2 inch in diameter, and it's going to take about 5 stitches for that to be a good fit for this button. So depending on what size your buttons are, you may want to use more or less stitches for the loops. So to show you how I did this loop, all you do, first I already have where I want my button holes to go. I have that marked out. I used 1.5 inch intervals. This is a baby sweater, so I put the buttons pretty close together. For larger sweaters, you can get away with 2, maybe 2.25 inches between the buttons, and you won't have any gapping with that. Just don't put them too far apart, otherwise it'll pull and have gaps. So to make a button loop, I knit the applied I-cord right up to where the marker is, and then once I get to that point, I'm going to knit my loops for my rows for the loops. So for this size, I'm going to knit 5 rows without picking up any stitches. So that's 1, and that's 2. As you can see, I have my producer, Tevye the cat. That's his foot that you can see in the video. 3. He likes to be around when I'm working. Make sure things are going as they should. And you can see that with each row that I'm knitting, I'm pushing the finished stitches back to the right end of the needle they're on, and that way they're ready to be worked. Oops. For the next row. So that was 4 rows, and here's my 5th row. Oops. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Now after I have those 5 rows worked, I'm going to go back to where I have my marker, and I'm going to find a stitch to pick up that's right on the opposite side of my marker. And that gives me a little bit of a hole there for my button. And then I'm just going to start knitting this back as I was doing the applied I-cord. So I knit 2 stitches by themselves, and then I will knit these 2 together through the back loop, like that. And then before I push the stitches to the side, I pick up another stitch on the side of the sweater. Oh, did I get that whole stitch? There we go. And then I do 1, 2 by themselves, and then I knit the 3rd and 4th stitch together through the back loop. So as you can see, that makes a button loop right there, and my button should fit through there pretty tightly. If you don't want it too loose or else the button will fall out, that looks like it's just the right size for this size button. So you just keep going all the way up the side of your sweater and you'll be all set.